Have you ever seen two best friends suddenly turn into rivals overnight? That's exactly what happened between the United States and Canada in 2025, when a trade war erupted that threatened jobs, businesses, and even the future of North American cooperation. But what really brought this economic standoff to an end? Today, we're uncovering the real story behind the warning that changed everything. It all started with a single decision. In March 2025, President Donald Trump announced sweeping tariffs on steel and aluminum imports, targeting not just adversaries but also America's closest allies. Canada, the largest supplier of both metals to the U.S., was stunned. The official reason? National security. But for many, it felt like a betrayal. Almost immediately, Canada hit back with its own tariffs on American goods, everything from steel to maple syrup to lawn mowers. Suddenly, a peaceful border became the front line of a trade war. At first, the Trump administration stood firm. Message was clear: America first, no exceptions. But as the months dragged on, the consequences began to pile up. American manufacturers who relied on Canadian steel and aluminum saw their costs skyrocket. Small businesses struggled to keep up. Workers worried about layoffs. The pain wasn't just economic, it was personal. Families in both countries started to feel the squeeze. Meanwhile, the political fallout was growing. Lawmakers from both parties, especially those representing manufacturing states, began to push back. They warned that the tariffs were hurting the very people they were supposed to protect. Industry groups sounded the alarm, releasing data showing job losses and rising prices. The media picked up the story, and soon, the pressure was impossible to ignore. But the real turning point came from north of the border. Canadian officials made it clear there would be no new trade deal, no United States-Mexico-Canada agreement, or USMCA, while the tariffs remained in place. The stakes couldn't have been higher. Without a new agreement, North America's entire trade framework was at risk. The warning was loud and clear: end the tariffs, or risk losing the deal. If you're finding this story as fascinating as we do, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more in-depth looks at the stories shaping our world. Your support helps us keep bringing you the facts that matter. Back in Washington, the message finally hit home. The administration realized that the costs of the trade war, economic, political, and diplomatic, were simply too high. After months of mounting pressure, President Trump announced the removal of tariffs on Canadian steel and aluminum. Canada responded in kind, lifting its own retaliatory measures. The path was cleared for the USMCA, and a new era of cooperation began. So what can we learn from this dramatic episode? Sometimes the most important decisions aren't made in the spotlight, but behind closed doors, when leaders listen to the warnings of workers, businesses, and allies. The end of the Canada tariff war wasn't just about economics or politics. It was about recognizing the value of partnership and the real-world impact of every policy decision. What do you think? Was the tariff war worth it? Should leaders take a different approach to trade disputes in the future? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget, if you want more stories that go beyond the headlines, subscribe and turn on notifications. Thanks for watching, and stay curious.